My name is Ali Usman, and my group members are Muhammad Usama and Vinod Kumar. Today, our presentation topic is Boeing supply chain challenges, building resilience in turbulent times. Today, my presentation topic is introduction of this presentation, Boeing global supply chain and challenges. Boeing, a leading aerospace manufacturer, manages one of the most complex global chains in the industry, with over 12,000 suppliers across 70 countries. Post-COVID-19 disruption compounded by US-China trade tension exposed critical vulnerabilities in its suppliers network, leading to production delays and financial sustain. Not able Boeing delivers fell to a pandemic era low in 2024, with only 348 aircraft delivered compared to Airbus 766 in the same year. Next, importance of supply chain transformations. To regain resilience, Boeing must embrace digitalization, data analytics, and process standardization as shown in Figure 1. Industry leaders cite big data 65%, supply chain digitalization 64%, and data management 62% as having a major impact on enhancing supply chain performance. These tools are critical for Boeing to mitigate risk, improve visibility, and ensure timely production in an increasingly volatile global environment. In Figure 1, impact of technology on modern supply chains. The figure highlights how advanced analytics, digitalization, and sustainability initiatives are transforming supply chain resilience strategic across industry. Next is context and approaches. Context: Boeing supply chain disruption. Boeing supply chain has been significantly destabilized in recent years due to a combination of internal and external factors. The COVID-19 pandemic disrupted global logistics and suppliers' operation, while US-China trade tension led to tariff barriers affecting critical components. Additionally, the 2024 mechanism strike cost of production held costing Boeing's approximately 9.7 billion in lost revenue. These compounded challenges have exposed vulnerabilities in Boeing highly globalized and single source dependent supply chain. In Table 1, key event affecting Boeing supply chain 2022-2025 year. In 2020 to 2021 COVID-19 pandemic impact on supply chain, factory shutdown and logistic delays. In 2022, US-China trade tension escalate, impact tariff hike on aerospace and components. And September-November 2024, mechanist strike in US planes, halted production, 9.7 billion revenue loss. In 2025, Spirit Aero system quality issues. In approaches and analytical framework, these cause study adopt an integrated methodology using qualitative research from industry source and applies theoretical models such as porter value chain and supply chain risk management framework. These tools help evaluate bottleneck, assess risk exposure, and recommended strategic for supply chain redesigns. Next is Boeing supply chain overview. In this slide, Boeing's globally supply chain is one of the most complex in the aerospace industry, involving a vast network of tied suppliers distributed across continents. These intricate systems are underpinning the production of its aircrafts, but expose the company to significant risk from supplier concentration and geopolitical events. In Table 2, Boeing major supply chain features. Suppliers Spirit Aerosystems, CFM, International Agency Technology, ATI, location USA, UK, Morocco, global USA. Role fuselage structure was these 730, 737, 787, engine for 737 MAX, aluminum panels. Notes. In Figure 2, Boeing globally supply chain overviews. The figure visualizes Boeing globally supplies network showing how major aircraft components are manufactured in diverse locations worldwide and transported for final assembly in the United States. Next, key supply chain issues. In this slide, Boeing supply chain is facing significant challenges that threaten production timelines, financial performance, and market competitiveness. These issues stem from internal quality failure, supplier dependencies, and external geopolitical disruption. First one is supplier quality failures. In 2024, the world's Glover revealed about to 200 defects per fuselage at Spirit Aero System, promoting FAA scrutiny and mandatory inspections. In number two, single source suppliers. Spirit Aero System supplies 70% of 737 fuselages, representation critical risk in three labor and geopolitical disruption. The 2024 McNeil strike cost Boeing approximately 9.7 billion in lost production and months. In table 3 summary of key Boeing supply chain risk and in 2022 4 to 2025. Next one I call to Muhammad Usama. He present the slides.
Thank you, Ali Usman. Now, slide please. Yes, my topic is the theoretical framework analyzing Boeing supply chain. The Porter's values chain analysis. Porter values chain model provides a framework to analyze Boeing's primary and support activities across its supply chain. The focus on inbound logistics, for example, Spirit Aerosystem supplying fuselage sections and operation assembly as Washington and South Carolina plants, which revealed the significant bottlenecks impacting production timeless in 1985 by Porter. Identifying these weak links is essential for redesigning Boeing's processes and improve resilience. The supply chain risk management (SCRM) process. The SCRM framework involves a three-phase approach to managing Boeing supply chain risks. The number one is to identify the vulnerabilities in suppliers' geography and compliance systems. Number two is to assess the probability and impact of risk using a risk matrix. The third and the final one is to mitigate disruptions through supplier diversifications, vertical integration, and digital tools such as real-time dashboards. Next slide, please. Now, here I would like to present about the impact on performance. The key performance insights, which are decline in deliveries, order book collapse, and Airbus comparative advantages. The decline in deliveries, which is fell from 528 aircraft in 2023 to only 340 in 2024, which is 1 year decline is 34%. And in order book collapse, which is the net orders dropped by 71% from 1,314 in 2023 to just 377 in 2024, reflecting reduced airline confidence and geopolitical tensions affecting export markets. The final one is the Airbus comparative advantage, which is a 3% growth in deliveries. Next slide, please. The financial consequences. Boeing record financial losses, which is reported in the second largest annual loss ever in the early 2025 due to supply chain disruptions and declining demand. In 2024, the company burned through $14 billion in cash, which is exacerbated by the $1.2 billion revenue freeze from healthy China deliveries. The second one is supplier financial instability, which is the Boeing reported a $2.14 billion net loss in 2024 and 8.9 quarterly revenue decline, further amplifying Boeing production and financial strain. The table shows that directly is 2023, which is 8.2, and the Boeing cash burn, and in 2024, which is increased by 14. Next slide, please. Current mitigation efforts. Immediate actions to stabilize supply chain to address critical quality failures and production delays. Boeing has developed capital and engineering teams directly into Spirit Aerosystem to support operations and restore with FFA. The strategic long-term measures, which is uh, $4.7 billion in quarter three in 2025, which aerostructures production and reduce supply dependency risks. Next slide, please. Yeah, thank you. The strategic redesign options, which is there are the three options, which are option A is vertical integration, option B is supplier diversification, and option C is technological integration. In vertical integration, which is Boeing Aerosystem plans for the 4.7 billion to redesign direct control over critical fuselage production. In option B is supplier diversification based by adding alternate fuselage producers or developing in-house capacity may be reduced for the source suppliers and during geopolitical disruptions. In option C, the technological integration, which is in the digital twins and real-time dashboards, for example, like Lean DNA, will enable Boeing to monitor supply performance dynamically and direct quality or logical issues early, enhancing overall transparency. Thank you. I would like to call Mr. Vinod Kumar.
Thank you, Sama. I would like to short-term and long-term directions, short-term directions, 6 to 18 months. Integrates Spirit Aerosystem into Boeing operations following the planned 4.7 billion acquisition. Boeing should immediately focus on integrating Spirit facilities and workforce into its operational ecosystem. This includes implementing rigorous equality audits and compliance programs to address the ongoing full sale defects. Global expansion of Lean DNA platform to enhance supply chain visibility. Boeing must roll out the Lean DNA platform across all the critical suppliers and tires. This digital tool has already delivered 16 inventory reduction at Spirit, and the global adoption could have drive significant efficiency gain and free work capital. On the other hand, long-term reductions, 2 to 5 years, establish regional production hubs. Boeing should invest in regional manufacturing and assembly hubs in Europe, Asia, and North America to minimize exposure to geopolitical risks and logistic bottlenecks. Invest in automation and digitalization, Industry 4.0, adopting Industry 4.0 technologies, including automated assembly lines and uh, low tenable monitoring system, will enhance operational efficiency and reduce reliance on manual process vulnerable to human error. Developer alternative composite materials sources to reduce depending on current suppliers. Boeing must diversify its raw material supply chain by investing in alternative composite technologies and for foregoing partnerships with new vendors of high-grade acro structural materials. Please, next slide. Data-driven decision analysis. Boeing supply chain require robust analytics tools to guide strategic decisions by leveraging portfolio matrices and scenario analysis. Boeing can blank risks and sanction potential trade-offs and design supply chain strategy and that count for external uncertainties such as geopolitical tensions and regulatory regions. Tables have analytics, analytical tools and their application in Boeing supply chain rendition analytical to portfolio scanning analysis, reward trade-off analysis, supply chain mapping, and simulation modeling. Application in Boeing cares evaluate vertical integration and diversification risk, assess impact of geopolitical events, and quantify financial impact of each strategy operation, visualize critical supplier dependencies and checkpoints, test what if scenario for demand shocks and supply failure. Key insight generated integration efforts control but higher capital risk diversification, spreads risk but increased complexity, higher vulnerability to single mark like China suggests building in hubs, China supply mapping, identify spirit and CFM identity international and key bottlenecks require mitigation plans, helps in optimizing inventory levels and logistic strategies under different stress conditions. This table summarizes the analytics tools Boeing has used to evaluate a complex supply chain decisions, ensuring data-driven balanced solutions. Next slide, please. Recommendation and conclusion. Recommendation number one: finalize Parrot Aerosystem of conditions. Secure the planned 4.7 billion acquisition to retain direct control over critical fuel production, ensuring improved oversight and quality assurance. Number two: expand lean DNA implementation across all the suppliers. Deploy lean DNA digital dashboard throughout Boeing supplier network to enable real-time monitoring, inventory optimizing, and product reason risk detection. Number three, establish second secure supplier contracts, develop contracts with the alternate suppliers for critical ecosystem to reduce reliance on single nodes and mitigate disruption risks. On the other hand, conclusion: Boeing supply chain redesign requires a balanced horizontal strategy integrating control, diversification, and digitization. These factors will enhance realization against operational, regulatory, and geopolitical uncertainties while supporting long-term competitiveness. Thank you very much.